step in the journey is a sacred step indeed. Just put one foot in front of the other, and you'll have everything you need.
Hi everybody. How's my audio? Just want to make sure it's picking up from the right place.
It's very good. I just turned my AirPods off because AirPods and Zoom are not friends for me.
Okay. It's good.
I'm
Hi
great.
everybody. So yeah, we're here today to talk about a topic that's near and dear to my heart. Perhaps the most important thing in my healing journey has been music. It's been a lifeline. Look at this funny. This headphones are funny, but pay no attention to the weird headphones. Anyway, so music and sound have been like lifelines for me all my life. You know, during the darkest times, um, it's been through finding sound and song and the beauty of music that has been what has carried me through. And not just the sound and the harmonics, but the words, right? As we think of that left brain that responds to the words. And we know now from studies that our DNA responds to words. And then when you combine words with sustained song, you get this magical prescription for bridging and lighting up the darkness, creating pathways that light up the darkness. And so we're going to talk about that. And Ocean's here. You're kind of being the interviewer today because
I'm the interviewer today. I've got a few little things to ask. Music and sound are central to me also, my work as a yogi artist and researcher. But I'm super excited because we talk all the time, but we have so many things that we talk about, and light
yeah,
work and energy flows and different breathwork practices. This is really a treat to get to hone in with you, and I hope that everybody really gets a chance to listen to your journey, because I've heard just bits and pieces, and today you get to focus a little. So yeah.
yeah. Today we're kind of focusing on the music, and I'm sharing the video live. I think while I do some share time, I'll share a song while I'm sharing the video out, and then we'll start. Okay, love. So I'll let you know. I'm going to go ahead and share screen and share a song. This song is called "Let Yourself Be Awash in a Sea of Love," and this is a shortened version. We're just going to kind of take 5 minutes here. Maybe I can give you guys a pretty picture to look at while we do this song. Trying to think of what would be a pretty picture. Why don't we look at this ocean? This is a pretty picture of your namesake.
It's my other self.
It's your other self. There it is. And that's Port Orford.
Oh wow.
So we're gonna look at Port Orford while we hear "Let Yourself Be Awash in a Sea of Love." Okay, here we go. We find Port Orford again. Get our ocean back. All right, and we'll.
Let yourself sea of love. Let yourself be awash. Let yourself be awash in a sea of love. In a sea of love. The same thread, the same love, holds us all together. The same thread, the same love, holds us all together. Let all the fear melt away till all that's left is love. Let all the fear melt away till all that's left is love. Oh, love, cradling you, love holding you in the sweet sea of love. Oh, love, cradling you, love holding you in the sweet sea of love. I join with you, and you join with me, and together we blossom a possibility. I join my heart with yours, and together our spirit soars. Let your petals unfurl. A boy or a girl, may you blossom in love, highest love. May you blossom in love, highest love.
So just want to share that song. And that song's about going back to the womb and delivering the codes of perfect love through the affirmations and through the loving harmonic sounds to kind of do a do-over. Most of us have had pretty traumatic womb experiences. It really can't be avoided, especially if you were born, before 1990, before 1980, when the Earth grid had a lot of traumatic genetic stoppers that would block love from being able to embody in the physical. And so one of my passions is to go back to the womb and carry that child into its optimal nourishment and love through sound and song. Yeah. So, did you like that song?
I was about to say that even listening to your song seemed to
Oh, it says live stream isn't showing up for you,
yeah,
Frank. Sorry,
not for me. You
Frank
can
is not able to find the live stream. Sweetheart, watch it. No, here, watch it on my phone in my profile. Yeah.
well actually yeah, I was trying to find it too and make sure people could access it. So
It's kind of tricky to find.
how do people access it if they want to
Um,
know in the future?
well, it's on my page, but if you don't get notifications when I go live, you have to wait for it to show up.
Oh, on the
So,
page
so
is
it,
your Facebook
yes,
profile.
yeah. If we actually scheduled an event, then people could just go to the event page. But
So this
as it
is
is, yeah.
it's facebook.com/bridge to one earth 777.
No, this is
Oh no.
Facebook. This is just my regular page. We're live on my page. Yeah.
Oh, I thought
Ah, anyway, so we'll just go ahead with our interview, and people will find us.
let's talk about what we were going to talk about.
Yes.
So I have a bunch of questions that I want to ask you. I was
Yeah.
talking about taking in the sound of your piece, and I'm sure that as we listened to the quality of it, it had you could hear the breathiness and the breeze, and you could hear the multiple voices and the sense of space, and it was a whole meditation. But let's see, you know, what we can learn from your experience and your journey. I mean, maybe we should start from the very beginning, and ask.
Let's start from the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with Do, Re, Mi. Anyway,
Yeah,
I couldn't resist.
had a feeling.
The
So
Sound of Music, right? That was actually The Sound of Music was the #1 movie the month I was born. Sound of Music, the month and the year, 1965, March. Sound of Music was the #1 musical, and my dad took me to that at age 9, and that's when I first saw it. And that's been a big part of my life. And of course, the title, The Sound of Music, and how nature, I'm kind of just going forward with this in a flow, but how nature, how Maria von Trapp would be late for the Abbey because she'd be out in the hills, and the romance and the love of her love for nature and for beauty made it so it was overflowing, and she had to sing, right? She had to bring her heart's prayer into a song because it was overflowing. And so she's like, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Let me give us like a virtual background that kind of matches this. I have Ireland and Switzerland here, but let's find a virtual background that kind of matches this. How about this one? Here's a nice one. The hills are alive with the sound of music, with songs they have sung for 1,000 years. Oh,
oh
the
my
hills fill my heart, right? With the sound of music. My heart wants to sing every song it hears. So in this song, we see music and nature and this beautiful merging of the heart's love, connecting the unity grid through this prayer of song. And uh, my friend who channels the angels says that I'm the same soul as John Denver. So we know that John Denver was all about singing to nature.
God.
Everything he did was about unifying love and nature. And that's me, because I'm John, when we're the same soul. So, but it goes back to, in my childhood, my daddy was a guitar player and a singer in a cafe, and my mom was a waitress, or went to that cafe and actually waitressed in that cafe. And so it's interesting that music was there from the beginning. You know what I mean? My dad was there singing in cafes, and then when Sam and I were very small, mom and dad would bring his guitar into our bedroom in Venice Beach, California. We had a very small one bedroom apartment, and in the top of that apartment, the top floor, the upper floor, we had our little bedroom. And mom and dad would come into the bedroom. We'd be in our bunk beds, and they'd sing to us. They'd sing folk songs, and they'd make up silly songs for us, 'cause like kids love silly songs, songs about poo poo and pee pee and things like that. But they would sing, dad especially would sing to us, and mom would sing along with him. And so we went to bed every night with folk songs and beautiful songs filling our heads. And so that was kind of it's always been there. Music has always been there in my life. And when I was 9 years old, I actually marched into my mom and dad's room. We had moved to Santa Monica now, so we had to walk down the hallway. And now I had never sleptwalked in my life, never, up to that point. And after that point, I never ever did it again. But I marched down the room, down the hall, into their room, and I crossed my arms, and I said, "Where is the music food?" And I was very demanding. I said, "Where is the music food? Like, where it is. I need it." And my mom and dad just never forgot that. They're like, "Oh, like, wow. We don't know what the music food is, right? What is the music?" And so that my whole life I've been in search of the music food. So what is music food? It's the harmonics, of freedom, of joy, of love, of reverence coming through sound codes and combined with affirmations. And so at 9, I was like, "Bring it on. You're holding out on me. Bring me
And light codes and
sound, light codes, affirmations, sound. The earth, there are some worlds that are made up of light, but the earth and all the planets in our galaxy, I think this whole universal time matrix, the fabric is sound. Other universal time matrices have a fabric of light. Ours is the fabric of sound. That doesn't mean that light's not here too, but the architect of this universe is sound. Right? So when we think about the power that sound is actually building our experience, that certain harmonics and tones, if they're missing in the DNA, we're in fallen consciousness. And that's exactly what happened in ancient Lyra. A group of beings that wanted to have power more than they wanted to have love destroyed the sound field, and we fell through the destruction of the sound field. And so it's through the mending and the reconstruction of the sound field that we have the architecture, the stairway back to heaven, stairway back to our love-based reality. So
wow. So that's all the way back from age 9. But if we fast forward to the present day, how would that relate to the type of things that your clients might access when they go to work with you?
Yeah. I want to tell one more story about, like, I have a few stories that I think are like so amazing. So when I had my nervous breakdown, which was 1983, okay, I was 18, How old were you? Were you even born in 1983? You're such a youngin'.
When I had my first nervous breakdown.
No, but when were you born? You silly goose.
When was
Because
I
you're so much younger than me. Were
born?
you?
Just rebirth. I'm younger than you. I was born in 92, so I'm a
Oh
28.
my God, you are just a twinkle in your mama's eye when I had my nervous breakdown. I mean, not even a twinkle. The
I was
sperm and the egg probably weren't even in the same
I'm
state. But anyway, so yeah, so 1983 for me when I was 18 years old, um, I had a nervous breakdown. I was at University of UCLA, and pretty much everything went black. I was eating pizza at the Cooperage after my astronomy midterm, and the whole world went black. And then all I could see was white light, and I couldn't see at all. My friend was like holding my hand, and my vision started to come back, and I was like, whoa, what's happening? And basically, my whole life just was taken from me. I had to withdraw from school, and I had to pretty much live in the house for a good 8 or 9 months, not being able to barely walk outside because the fear was like, it was like storms of poisonous insects were devouring me alive. No matter, I had one chair that I could sit in the house, and yeah, so it was pretty crazy. And during that time, mom said, you have panic anxiety. I had this too, and so my mom was able to say, this is hereditary and you have this condition. And she signed me up for a therapist, and I would go to the therapist, and I was so afraid that I couldn't see, I couldn't focus my eyes, and I couldn't think. But I played this music on my little tape recorder, and it was William Ackerman, Childhood and Memory. And I played William Ackerman, Childhood and Memory, and it created this safe space. Like it created a corridor of harmonic peace that made it so I could actually see, I could hear my therapist, and that music was literally creating this harmonic safe zone within a complete, everything else was terror. And so that music, I mean, it actually like carried me through my therapy. There's no way I wouldn't even have been reachable without that music playing. So I think that's the first time I really realized that music is no joke. This is no small matter what music can do. If it can actually take me where I'm panicked in every single situation there is, and then all of a sudden you create this music, and I'm on a canoe. I'm being carried through a treacherous zone where piranha fish and killer things are all over the place, but this music is like a vessel of a sanctuary of love. That's when I just, wow. That's probably the biggest, most powerful experience I've ever had with music. So I wanted to make sure that I got that in. But you were asking about now with my clients and stuff, right?
Yeah, I can imagine there's so many years in between those formative moments and now, and I know a little bit about how we talk about all the beautiful modalities that we've picked up over the years, but yeah, I know today we're just focusing completely in on the power of vibration and sound, and like you were saying, to just bring us immediately into a different state.
I'm going to make sure my audio settings are decent. Yeah, they are. I'd love to play a snippet of a little song.
Sure.
It's interesting as I think about, bridging those times of just immense darkness and terror with this time of so much transformation and birth. still moving through a lot of pain, a lot of grief, a lot of fear still, but having so much love. And this song was the first song that I ever wrote, and I wrote it to myself because I was sad, and I was like, I'm going to write this song to you. And music helps us bring our higher, loving, nurturing self to the one in time, to the lower self. And I don't say it like lower or higher, but to the self in time, to the one that can feel separate. And music can be a love song to her. And so this song was like that. And it's really simple. It's the first song I ever wrote. And it just goes, life and times, they come and they go. This truly I know. The sun shines to warm up the lost, lonely soul. Far, far away. And I know life ain't so inviting sometimes. Sometimes you just wanna run and hide away. But I have some things to say, so listen to me now. Go on believing day after day, and know in your heart you can make it that way. So when you're feeling lost and alone, look deep inside. Come on home and find your strength. Find your strength in the arms of love. In the arms of And so that's the first song I ever wrote, right? And when I started that song, I was very sad. I thought I'd never heal from my fear. I thought I'd never, ever go to school. I didn't think I'd ever have a family or I'd be connected to community because I couldn't leave my house. And I just picked up my guitar and the chords that I knew, D, G, and A, and C and E minor. And I just wrote that love song to the little one that was really suffering in time. And so music has always been this amazing bridge, a way to bring the love from the more mature self, and even from messages from the higher self beyond this dimension. And so with my clients, I will sing them or help them to co-create together with them the song affirmations that most bless their life in that moment. Like, right, whatever they're going through, a song that can sing them, through a song. When the physical body's sick, the herbalist or the doctor, will mix up a little prescription, a little potion to help us. And the song potions are the same. I mean, for the emotional and the spiritual and the mental body and the physical body, right? It's affected by all of these. you can have a song that brings this loving prescription. And so for me, that's been the biggest way that I've been healed by song and sound, is through these loving prescriptions. And not just my own, but so many beautiful songs out there that are just unbelievably healing. And yeah, so I just shook myself. What do you think? Should I stay in the hills, or should we go back to the living room, or should we go to the ocean, or where do we want to be?
Why don't you come over to the ocean?
Okay, let's come to the ocean.
So yeah, that's such an interesting comparison. It makes total sense intuitively that a song medicine could be prescribed, just like a teacher.
For some reason, Facebook doesn't want to show your video.
It's not showing
It
my
says it may
video.
have been deleted.
It's deleting my video.
It shows where the video should have been, but it says
Oh
says either you're
gosh.
sharing it to a small group or it's been deleted, something like that.
Oh, that's not good. I don't think they're showing this video, so I'll start recording. That's crazy. I didn't record here.
Oh, you didn't.
Maybe I shared to too many groups or private groups that don't want live video feed.
Maybe.
Anyway, so now we are actually recording on Zoom.
Well, we can upload this, right, for people.
We can. So we're talking about the power of song and sound to heal. And we've kind of been talking for a little while. We might have to do this again, starting from, square one, but we know what we're doing.
Yes, starting from again.
Let's start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. When you read, you begin with A, B, C. When you sing, you begin with do, re, mi. Do, re, mi. The first three notes just happen to be do, re, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
And then the fermata over T.
Yeah. So I wonder what's going on with Facebook. It's really not, it's like deleted it.
It just says that either you shared it with a private group or it's been deleted. So I guess they're just, so it's not very specific.
Isn't that weird?
Powers that be.
That's the message.
The powers that be are really screwing around.
They're kind of coming down with a heavy hand now.
Because Dante lost his ability to post to any groups.
I saw a little bit about that. Yeah, this social media thing is so strange, And
yeah, it's getting weirder, and so maybe that's happening to me, and that's okay.
We're here to get. We're gonna, the message will disseminate, because it's a love-based frequency and it overrides.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, and we can invite people to an event. The event of showing this video. We could actually premiere it. I think you can premiere things on YouTube, so we can invite everyone to the premiere.
Yeah, I love that. That's always a nice feature. Well, and I know we love to discuss so many things. We both work with music and sound, and what an interesting moment to interview you a little bit and specifically focus in on your experiences as a sound healer and musician. So I'm really glad I get to ask you a few questions today.
Thanks, Ocean. It's great. I love talking about this topic, because music and sound have been so healing in my life.
Yeah, and I know that for a lot of us, some things start to manifest really early on in life. I mean, I wonder if music had a specific role in your upbringing.
Yeah, I mean, it really did. My mom and dad were both musicians. My dad, in particularly, he played guitar and sang folk songs in a cafe, and my mom attended that cafe quite often with her friends. And so, when my mom and dad did get together, music was a big part of their lives. And when they had my brother and me, in our childhood, they would sing to us every night. in our bunk beds, and they would sing folk songs. So from the beginning, music filled the air in my life. And it sung me to sleep at night, and it was the way that Dad and Mom, you know, brought their love to us in a very beautiful way, was through music. And then all through school, I played in orchestra, my cello, and I sang in the choir. So it was such a big part of my life from uh, elementary into high school, and then even into college. I was in orchestras and choirs. So it's been a huge part of my life. And then when everything broke down and I had my nervous breakdown in 1983 and had panic anxiety, and gosh, I remember music was like this loving container that held me when I was afraid and I'd be having panic attacks. And I
How
went
did
to
you
see
find
my
out that
therapist.
was the, sorry to interrupt, but
No, go ahead.
how did you find out it was really that clinical panic disorder?
Well, so my mom had panic disorder, so it was in our genes, right? It was part of our genetic predisposition, and so my mom knew when I described what was happening to me, she knew, oh, this is panic attack disorder, and yeah, and mine was much worse than hers. Mine took down my entire soul matrix. I mean, it reduced me to rubble. Hers didn't do that. Hers just kind of made life difficult, right? Mine stopped everything. And I was housebound. I couldn't leave the house at all. And I started leaving the house. Mom would take me to the therapist because I had to begin to build a love based coping mechanism. Because the fear is really just like a totally, like an imposter bad parent. You could think of it as an imposter, really mean parent that's like, you're going to die, you're going to die, you're going to die. And it's firing that into you every second. So you have to build a loving intermediary that can say, no, you're not going to die. You're going to be okay. And it was music. It was singing myself love songs and singing like I'll sing just a little piece of this song, Jiggle Jiggle. Let yourself be awash. Let yourself be awash in a sea of love. In a sea of love. The same thread, the same, hi kitty, love, hi kitty, holds us all together. The same thread, the same love, holds us all together. So I would sing myself these kinds of songs to fill my whole being with this love, and it's been 37 years of singing these love songs to myself to help myself continue on when the fear is great or the despair is great. There'll be a song, or when there's just a sense of like, where are we going, and why is it taking so long to find a way to make a living in this world and to have a place in this world. And like I wrote myself this song, every step in the journey is a sacred step indeed. Just put one foot in front of the other and you'll have everything you need. We are growing, we are changing, we are shifting and rearranging. Caterpillar Butterfly song. And it says, we are dreaming through the night and we are turning toward the light. So it's all about this patience and love. And so music is such a beautiful way, to sing messages to our being. And it's also very easy to commit music to memory, right? When you put words with a song, it really lives. It lives in a part of the brain that seems invincible to the loss. Like I sang for my daddy when he was losing his memory, and he would be unable to remember hardly anything. But if I sang him a song that he knew, from the days when his brain worked, he would come out of his dementia and totally be there singing the song with all the words. So there's something amazing. And I've been to a lot of dementia care units and sung those old familiar songs, for like You Are My Sunshine and Down by the Swanee River, whatever they know in their generation. I would sing a song, Me and My Gal, whatever it was, and they'd come alive and start singing with me. And then the song was over, they'd drift right back into that total dementia. And so music was really a bridge between me and my papa when he started really losing his mental faculties. And I sang with him every day, and I sang him across the portal to his death. It was the music that carried him across the portal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Such a powerful story and a vibratory experience that carries across time.
Yeah, it was, I wasn't physically there when he died, but I sang him the music that created, like, I'll call it the golden bridge, because when I would sing with him, I would see this beautiful portal that was waiting for him. And as I was singing, I would see myself bringing the harmonics of that highest timeline for him. And I would teach him the songs he'd sing with me. Even the new songs, they were so simple. They were all about joy and love. And he'd just go, joy, love. And I'd see that he was being prepared so that when he did pass, he passed to the highest place possible because he traveled on those harmonics. And even though I wasn't there physically, I was actually taking a flight home from Portland while my dad was taking the flight home from Earth. So we took off together. When we took off I took off from the plane in Portland, and as soon as we were like, I don't know, maybe 15,000 feet up, I looked out the window and my dad was right there. And I knew he had passed because he was young and vibrant. I got to see a 45-year-old version of, or I think it was a 52-year-old version of my papa, was standing there with a Frisbee on the beach. He was wearing the same shirt, the same pants as a day we had spent on the beach. And I knew he's passed. And sure enough, as soon as I called Mom, they said he passed at 4:30, and that's when the plane took off. So Daddy and I took off together. And it was the songs that sang him home. I know that those songs enabled him to cross into his highest, timeline. Because when we pass, if our vibration is filled with fear, it's hard to get into the corridor that takes us to the highest timeline. So I feel like really those songs that we sang were all about ensuring his highest timeline and his highest trajectory, let's say, right?
Wow. Yeah, what a beautiful through line of music in this person's life and how he was for you, always a man of song.
Absolutely.
Just proud probably your work. I'm sure he sees you doing your work with people and bringing them. I mean, people must come to you now as clients with a lot of their experiences and maybe things that they need a little bit of support with. And I wonder how, on that level,
Yeah.
how do you bring them through that with song?
So one of the things that can be so beautiful is these healing song prescriptions, right? We talked about how I shared with you how I would sing those love songs to myself when I was in fear. And I do that with my clients, and what I love to do is co-create songs with my clients so that they can be creating a song that specifically is healing for them. And I might help them put it to music. I might create a guitar part if they're not guitar players. Um, but also just being with them, identifying the trauma and where the different traumas are. I do a lot of emotional body clearing and healing work. And oftentimes when we clear through a past life or an early memory in this life, um, we'll kind of tie it up with a song. We'll tie it in a bow with a beautiful song. And then as they sing that song, the trauma continues to heal, like a time release capsule that they can have every time they sing or just listen to the recording of that song. It can be kind of mending them and wrapping them up, wrapping the wound as it's continuing to heal. So I think song can be like almost like a salve that you put on a wound, and a soft wrapping that you can keep until the wound is totally healed. And then another song will come for the next wound. It's amazing how the song medicine, it just keeps coming. And I get a lot of my song medicine from Spotify. Spotify is like a pantry of like a gazillion song prescriptions, and you can put it on shuffle play and you make your playlist, and it's like, oh my goddess, this music is just coming. Like Jai Gadesh has a song that's called I Am the Light of Love, and I listen to that a lot these days. It's like, I can't remember it right now. I just know that it just pours into me, and it says, I am the light of love. And it talks about, I am tangled up in beauty and I know that it is me. I am, it's the shadow and the light. And then this incredible beauty of the perseverant light. I am the light of love. And then I'll hear an Ajit Kar song that talks about earth, my mother, water, my father, wind, my teacher. And I'm just like, oh my God, be all I am. And just the love of nature and music together. And so it continues to be this powerful lifeline. I would say music is a lifeline. I was listening to Sweet Judy Blue Eyes from Crosby, Stills and Nash, right? It's getting to the point where I'm no fun anymore. And it's just the celebration in that song. I am yours, you are mine, you are what you are. And he's singing about his frustrations with Judy Collins, right? He's totally in love with her, and she's just like, I'll see you maybe sometime. And he wants to see her all the time. So there is some pain in the song, but the harmonics and the words and the momentum of the rhythm of that song. In July, I was playing that song 4 times a day to maintain a peak state of consciousness. And that song was keeping me in a peak state of consciousness. That and Steely Dan's Dirty Work. Now, Dirty Work, he's talking about, I'm not going to be your concubine on the side anymore. He's claiming his freedom. And there's some kind of, the song has a lot of edginess in it. It's like a castle in something in a medieval game. I perceive terrible trouble, but I stay here just the same. So, it's got that edge in it, but the harmonics in that song, I'm a fool to do your dirty work. Oh yeah. I mean, the way it builds, the rhythm in it, the tune in it, the power. And everybody has their own combination of harmonics and words that are going to be the most powerful for them, right? Like, tell me a song that you love that's been a big part of your life.
Oh man, that could be a whole session in and of itself. Yeah, certain songs that just speak precisely to me, and like Sun Ra, sky is a sea of darkness when there is no sun, just like that, just like describing just how the universe is for me. And yeah, I mean, wow, I totally resonate with that. But okay, I wanted to ask you this. So
Yeah.
to like, taking the time to really consciously listen to a piece of music, and maybe like a client co-creating a special song with you. I mean, what about the aspect of group work? I mean, is that
Oh
also
gosh. Okay, I'm going to change my background for this one because group song is such an incredible thing. I mean, I actually think that it is groups of people singing together that will resurrect this earth from out of fear.
same?
It literally, that's the power of song, to create these coherent fields of celebration of our
Yeah,
oneness.
that earlier, like the fabric of this particular universe is sonic
It's
resonance.
sonic, so we sing it awake. So like, let's just sing really quick one of those songs that I sang this song with 35 people, and I felt like the earth was resurrecting. It was incredible, and it just goes, love is in the earth, love is in the earth. We are meant to love the earth and all of her people, her creatures. We are meant to live in peace with all of her people. We are all a part of this great dream of joy. We are all a part of this great leap of faith. We are all a part of this great dream of joy. We are all a part of this great leap of faith. Oh, we are part of the one heart, the one love, the one song that lives in you and me. And we are part of the one heart, the one love, the one mind that's rising to be free. We are part of the great dream awakening now. We are part of the one love that's learning how. Oh, love is in you, love is in me, love is in everything we see. Open up your heart, open up your mind, love is in the earth. Oh, love, beautiful love, awakening love. So the song of love, when we share it all together and we sing it at the same time, is what changes the fabric of the earth. It's what creates the critical mass, coherence, and heart love that begins to lift the veil of the darkness off of this earth. And in 2008, December, 2007, December, I saw this white bird flying over the earth. And this bird was the bird of group song. And as this group song that was flying on the tail feathers of this white bird across the planet, and as it flew, it lifted the veil of fear from the earth. And it was group song. It was people rising up to sing all over the world in a wave of group song that was the end of fear on the earth. And I saw the whole thing in about 3 minutes in 2007, December. And I was like, what do I do? Do I rent a football stadium? Obama was president then. And I was like, okay, I know Obama's brother. He's a basketball player. So I was calling the Lakers or calling, and I thought, now I have to book this because I've seen this. I've seen football stadiums of people singing, and this is what brings the end of the reign of fear. And so I was kind of nutso, trying to make it happen. And my friend who channels the angels said, beloved one, you've had a glimpse. This is a glimpse that is so much bigger than you. And this will happen in the future. Right now, you have to take one step at a time toward bringing your music of life, of your being out of fear, so that you can be part of singing the earth awake with love. Because we have to be love based in our vibration, or the song we sing can't lead a movement of love. And so it's about embodying love. So that, and as we embody love, we become the song of love. And when we think about it like that, we become a living song of love. And maybe that dream was just about all of us awakening our harmonics of love and rising as a grand choir without even opening our mouths. But eventually, I do believe it is gathering in song that is going to be a very key moment on the earth, when some kind of a big song wave happens. And I don't know what that'll look like. How will that be organized? I don't know. But I did see it was song that would lift the veil of fear once and for all. Many things would try, and many things would make a difference, and they would make the veil thinner. But when it comes to actually unlocking that veil's hold over the enslavement of humanity, it would be song, and it would be groups of us. It would be every heart on deck singing a very simple song, like love is in the earth. The parts of that song are kind of complicated, but the parts I wrote for the group song, love is in the earth. And we are all a part of this great dream of joy. We are all a part of this great leap of faith. That starts to come into you, and it just becomes automatic. And we sang it with 35 people in January of 2008. But I want to sing it with, 7 billion people on the whole earth, rising in that love song to the earth. Because the earth was, hijacked and taken over, and her beautiful heart was very badly damaged. And so her heart is awakening now and throwing off this tyrannical mental body distortion that suppressed her heart brain. We as humans are all part of pieces of the earth. We've all had our heart brain suppressed. We've all had what happened to her happen to us. And so it is through songs of love that we fill the airwaves with such beauty. And it's such a deep and powerful mission. Yeah.
Wow. With regards to singing, what do you think is the role of the words, the lyrics?
Yeah, so we respond to words. There have been a lot of studies. I think pretty recently I was reading, I think Greg Braden and Bruce Lipton, among others, talking about how the DNA responds to positive affirmation. It literally responds, it reorganizes itself. And we know with Dr. Emoto's work, right, that you send a message of love to the water and you get this beautiful crystalline sweet pattern, and then you send a message of hate or violence and you get a very destructive looking disturbed pattern. And so we think about our bodies are 75%, more than 75% water, right? So as we sing these concentrated sound, because a song is really just a prolonged sound, right? And if we take prolonged sounds and we infuse those with words and we sing those into the water of our being, we are literally resurrecting temples of love and light through our beings. And as we do that more and more and more, we sing those messages of love into the being, we start to override the fear response. We start to override the separation consciousness response, right? And with the pandemic, there's a lot of isolation, and that's a real challenge, right? Because we are unity. We are meant to be together. And that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, the words are very, very powerful. And of course, destructive words in songs are also very powerful. Because when you put a word into a sustained sound, it magnifies the power of that word. Yeah. So.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, saying earlier, you were writing self-love songs, and I love that image. One, the big me singing it to the kid me, or maybe the
Yeah.
singing it to the scared self.
Yeah, the loving parent. Maybe I'll sing a little song like that. Yeah, the loving parent is reparenting. Like when you think of panic anxiety, it's really just like you've been taken hostage into a dungeon by a very mean, angry, and abusive parent that's telling you you're going to die. And sometimes, the parent's telling you you're never going to be anything. You'll always be nothing, right? It's core shame, core fear. And so the songs of love that want to come through from the parent, the Divine Mother wants us to feel loved. And I'm trying to think, I have so many, almost every song I have is about that. It's about love, it's about unity, it's about the personal songs are about not giving up. So I'll play this one. This one actually is from 1986. And I had just broken up with one of my dearest beloveds, and my higher self brought this song for me. You'll see, first the child is reaching out, and then the mother comes. So here we go. There's a hole inside my heart, and it's tearing me apart. What can I do to ease this pain? It's driving me insane. Is the answer outside of me? separation and fear. Don't you see that I have all that you need right here? Love is the answer to your cry. Come to me in your eyes, I'll dry. Now you can stop asking why. Finally stop asking why. And just climb the mountain and touch the stars. 'Cause love is here, love is now. It's our road to heaven, right here on earth. Our death and our rebirth. Our death and our rebirth. And I'm going to skip to the end, and so it just goes. And so the only place to start is right here inside our hearts. Peace and love begin with you. Won't you let the light shine through? Feel all of your emotions, set them free, let them free through the exit of your heart. Peace and love begin with you. Won't you let the light shine through? Peace and love begin with you. So that was like the second song I ever wrote. I played for you the first one on the video that got deleted. But yeah, so you can see the message coming through. It's like, get off your road to only separation and fear. Don't you see that I have all that you need? Right? It's a Divine Mother is saying, you've got to let it in, right? You've got to get off of that alignment because I want to love you and I've got everything you need. So just break out of the pain body. Just say no to the pain body, which you know I'm still working on after 37 years. I'm only just now making the exodus from that pain body of, the collective mind control of planet Earth that I took on as a veil lifter. Right? It's been a 37-year persistent pain body dominion. And I'm only just now, 37 years. Because it was 1983, so it's 37 years. And just starting to make the exodus into this picture behind me.
Mm-hmm.
It's Divine Mother's world. Divine Mother's world is where everyone's celebrating, right?
Welcome home.
Thank you, honey.
Yeah, what a beautiful song. It really brought me a beautiful message, just a feeling of my own journey as well, choosing to break off of the pain body and looking at where I want to place my attention, and just affirming that we have everything we need. But to
Yeah.
actually feel that, it takes a bit of a shift. Maybe music is one of the things that, well, I say maybe, but music is one of the things that we both know can do that. And so I'm conscious of the time.
Yes,
I have
love.
to ask you, is there, you said there was like a special thing going on you wanted to tell everybody about?
Oh yeah, just that I think there's about 13 songs on there on my sarahdams1.bandcamp.com. Um, I have about 13. Some of them are guided imagery journeys, some of them are songs, and some of them are sound healing tracks. And there's 13 of them there for just $5. So it's a really special offer. And I just wanted to do something that came along with this interview, to really offer some of that really deep music food that I've been gathering and harvesting to share. So that's the special offer. Thank you, love. Thanks for your generosity today, and it was fun to be kind of interviewed, and I want to interview you too. It's like and
Yeah,
have guests on our show and interview them as well.
yeah, let's
And
talk about their journeys.
I would love
Well,
that. And
well, we
and
can,
I'm
happy to, yeah, you can ask me a few questions one of the next times. I'd be happy to share. But you for the beautiful songs and the joy-filled affirmations. Yeah, we are rising up.
we are rising up in our beauty and our bounty. Hey, that's one of my songs.
Well, I gotta run because it's almost
Okay, honey.
But until next time, Sarah.
Bye, sweetheart. Have a
Bye.
beautiful
Bye,
day.
everybody.
Bye, everyone. So I think I'll share that song with you about rising up in our beauty and our bounty. And so this is one that's super easy to learn. So I see a beautiful future of love and harmony. I see a beautiful vision for all humanity. We are rising up in our beauty and our bounty. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are rising up in our beauty and our bounty. We are rising up. We are rising up. We are rising up in our beauty and our bounty. Beauty and our bounty. We are rising up. All right. Thanks for joining us. It's interesting. The Facebook video was deleted, and I have no idea why, but it was. And I'm glad that we recorded on Zoom and we kept trudging through. And I hope you enjoy this video. And yes, find my special offer at sarahdams1.bandcamp.com. And I make my living as an artist. So if you feel like you'd like to purchase any of my tracks, that would be such a blessed infusion of support. Okay. And have a wonderful day. And we'll be seeing you again, Ocean and Sarah. We'll keep going strong, even if it's on YouTube. All right. Bye.